Wow. Okay. Pokemon Sword and Shield, huh? All right. All right. So let's talk about this for a little bit. I don't plan on having like a cold open like I usually do with the intro and stuff. Let's just get right into it and give you my personal thoughts. It was only 7 minutes, and I felt that I gave a lot of my opinions on the stream. If you guys were there, hey, shout out. If you guys were there to my stream, I gave my thoughts on how I felt about it, but because the Pokemon Company loves blocking videos worldwide, I felt that it might be better to just put my thoughts into a separate video rather than just edit the stream in some weird I don't know, just like it wouldn't be the same, you know? So why not just put my thoughts on a video? So here you go. So what do I think right now? Well, the game looks beautiful, I'll say that much. The environments are just like gorgeous. It's easily the best looking Pokemon game in that regard. The character models look better than Let's Go. I'm gonna use Let's Go a lot in this impressions just because it's kind of like the only other Switch Pokemon game we could kind of compare off of. And maybe I'll use a bit of Sun and Moon just because it's the last actually unique generation. So we can talk about both of those. But compared to Let's Go's character models, like by the trainers, I mean, to Pokemon Sword and Shield, they don't look they don't look the same at all. Like some people were worried they might look the same and may reuse the same art style, or whatever. But no, it's very clear that Let's Go has a more casual art style to it, and kind of like Sword and Shield looks like the characters are taller, the proportions are a little different. They don't look amazingly different to like a crazy extent, but they do look better, taller, and the female trainer is adorable. I love her, she's so cute. And the male trainer looks like a hipster. I had no problems with that. It's just not my personal style, you know. But the designs are cool. Clearly the entire region seems to be based off the UK. So, you know, you have like the industrial like style to it, and it looks nice. I like it. I'm into it. The one thing I'm a little worried about is that when they showed like the map of the Galar region, which cool, new region, I guess. It looks kind of linear. I don't know what it is, but like, you know, if you look at a map of like Johto, Kanto, Hoenn, yeah, they're linear, but like the map kind of looks more spread out, and you can kind of just, sure, you can go here, but then you can branch off and go to these other directions. You get what I'm saying? Clearly, we don't know what the actual routes will be. We just saw the map, but the map just kind of looks like you have this beginning spot, and then it kind of like grows into like this big V-shaped like continent. And I mean, it looks cool. Again, the map is beautiful, but you know, for the most part, it does look really linear. So I'm not really sure how that's supposed to work out. I hope it's not too linear. I don't want something like X and Y where there was like basically no exploration. It just kind of existed. it was just kind of linear. I don't know. It was too linear. It was too linear. That's the point I'm trying to make. And that I don't want this game to be that linear. I'm hoping that it's not. Now, if I compare, you know, the starters, right? I don't care for the grass starter whatsoever. What was his name? Gookie, the monkey. Not really feeling him at all. I don't have any interest in using him unless his evolved forms are like really cool or something. They might show off later. I have like no interest in him whatsoever. The water type looks cool. He's easily he's a lot better than the grass one. I feel like the grass type is just, in my opinion, like just blatantly the worst of the three by a pretty sizable margin. While the fire and water types are not that, they're like basically interchangeable for me. But I spoiler alert, I prefer fire types a lot of the time. So yeah, I'm going fire again. I like the bunny. He looks cool. I'm hoping he does not turn into firefighting because we've had way too many of those. But he might. So who knows? But yeah, he might do that. I don't know. If he turns firefighting, that might be enough to make me go water. But, you know. Water type looks fine. I don't have any idea what type he could turn into. Probably Ghost, just because of the invisibility thing to him. But yeah, that's kind of it. They didn't really show that much. I for some reason I was expecting like, yeah, the starters, but you know, maybe a legendary, because you know they always have a poster legendary for each game. They didn't have any of that. It was basically just, here's how beautiful the game looks. Here's the starters. That's it. And I mean, it was 7 minutes. I guess I shouldn't have expected a lot, but it wasn't that much. But some interesting things here and there. There's like this weird crop field thing where it has like some kind of giant like image of something. I'm assuming that's a Pokemon. Maybe a legendary Pokemon, with just because of how big it was. Like it looked like it was like this big important thing. So maybe that's a legendary. Considering there's like a dog symbol on both Sword and Shield's logo. Maybe the legendary is a beast of some kind. Maybe he has an attack form and a defense form, which is why they have Sword and Shield. Kind of like Aegislash. But yeah, there wasn't really that much information. It just looks really pretty. The only thing that looks more or less the same to me, and again, I'm not an expert in graphics. I can't tell you if they did or not, but it kind of looked like they used the same character, not characters, I'm sorry, same models of Pokemon from like Let's Go, and that's a little disappointing. I mean, I know, like it's kind of a lot to ask for them to update like over 800 Pokemon models, and maybe over 900 depending on how much this game has. So I get it. I understand why they don't look like Pokken, because asking for them to look like Pokken is kind of ridiculous, because Pokken's backgrounds were like two-dimensional for one, and they're like only, was it like 18 Pokemon in that game versus like 900 in this one? Like it wouldn't make sense for them to look like that. I get that, but for some reason I was expecting them to like use new models in some way, but they just look like they're the exact same models, but maybe even like more saturated even. I don't even know. I would have to look at Let's Go and kind of compare them side by side to really figure out if that's the case, because they look almost exactly the same to me. Maybe looking even slightly worse even, but I could be wrong. Again, I don't know. But in general, the Pokemon models were disappointing. How linear the map looks could be a disappointment, but I don't know enough to really factor that in as an actual disappointment. But everything else, the designs of the trainers look awesome. I mean, I like the designs of the starters. They're not the best things I've ever seen, but I like them overall. I love how the environments look. I think that's by far the most beautiful region we've ever seen. Like, it's beautiful. And I guess a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's on Switch and not like, you know, on a DS or 3DS thing. Like, the hardware is really showing that off, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of it. All in all, I would say like I'm very impressed with what I saw. I'm excited to play it. I'm going with the Fire starter personally, and unless something changes between now and the next time they show this game off, I think I'm going with a Sword, just because Sword just seems cooler. I don't know, but there's like no differences that we know of, so I don't know. I guess you could say I can go either way, just because there's really no version differences that I know of. But yeah, I guess that's it. In the comments, let me know what starter you guys are picking, because I feel like just basing it off of Twitter, the grass type is getting like no love, and I've seen water type, I think his name is Swabble, and the fire type, which I totally forgot his name, which is totally stupid because that's the one I'm picking. They're getting a lot of love. The grass type, it's like nearly non-existent from what I've seen. The only time I've seen fan art for him is like if he's like paired with the others. So yeah, but yeah, that's basically it. Let me know in the comments down below what starters you're picking, and yeah, that's kind of it. Overall, pretty impressed. I'll see you guys in the next video.